Okay, let me know down below in the comments. I've never played Dragon Quest. This is Dragon Quest 3 HD-2D remake, the final preview. Again, this popped up for me, and I'm a big, I just like dragons and anything with the name dragon in it, so I seen this and was like, hell yeah. But I scrolled through the comments and someone said screw, they didn't use that word, the censorship in this game. So what happened? Can someone fill me in down below? I'm actually curious. But other than that, I just kind of wanted to see what this was about. It had Dragon Quest in it, and I like the sound of that. But without further ado, folks, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for tapping into the frequency. Remember to be your authentic self. Remember to spread love. If you got any videos that you would like me to check out, DM me on anything, email me. My DMs are open, or leave the request down below in the comments. I definitely don't mind. But with that out the way, let's hop into Dragon Quest 3 HD-2D remake. Let's go. Or yeah, and it says the final preview, so let's find out. All right, here we go.
Overused. I find the word cozy to be dreadfully overused when assigning genres to video games these days, but it's hard to find
Damn, because I was gonna call this cozy.
another adjective that so perfectly captures what I love about Dragon Quest. Straightforward but rewarding turn-based combat paired with a classic hero's journey told in a picturesque fantasy world result in a wonderfully traditional RPG experience I've always found so comforting. So when I was given the choice at a recent preview event to try out Dragon Quest 3 HD-2D Remake on either PlayStation 5 or Nintendo Switch, the choice to settle in on the couch in the Switch's handheld mode was an easy one. And rest assured, Switch owners, Dragon Quest 3 looked and ran great on the aging Nintendo system. Square Enix's other HD-2D games like Octopath Traveler and Live Alive were perfect for playing in short bursts before bed, and Dragon Quest 3 is looking to fit that mold as well.
You know, I've never you know what's funny? I've never kicked back, kind of grabbed the controller and enjoyed a game like this, I feel like that would be refreshing for me to just kind of jump into this. A game I was going to do that with is Sea of Stars, because I want to do Sea of Stars on the channel. I actually wanted to do it a long time ago when it dropped, but I never got around to it. This seems like something. But this is Dragon Quest 3. Do I got to go play the other ones?
Unlike our first look at Dragon Quest III's remake, which showed off how faithfully it's sticking to the roots of the 30-plus-year-old NES RPG.
Okay, well, a comment said, screw the censorship. So how much are y'all sticking to roots? Game devs or studios are liking to say that now. I think Ubisoft started messing up that term, sticking to roots. So how much to roots?
The hour I played
Dragon Age Veilguard. Don't know if you could say it was a sticking to the roots, but it doesn't look bad.
Dragon Quest III was spent with some of the remake's brand new additions. And so far, I'm extremely pleased with the new content that spruces things up without unrecognizably transforming the original experience.
Okay, that's cool. I like
First, I hung out in the revamped Monster Arena, where you can send monsters you defeated and recruited throughout the game to do battle against other teams of creatures. In the original Dragon Quest III, you could simply bet on the outcome of fights in the Monster Arena, but this remake lets you get in on the action yourself. Monster collecting has been a big part of both the main Dragon Quest games and the Monster spin-off series for decades, and it's great to see that legacy continue here. I entered the arena with a preset team of a Slime, Heel Slime, and Spiked Hair, but this side mode is clearly set up for me to make my own teams with monsters I recruit across the main game. You don't directly command your team in the Monster Arena tournament, but rather set how they should act in battle from 4 distinct options: Show No Mercy, Fight Wisely, Focus on Healing, and Don't Use MP. For the first few rounds, I instructed my Heel Slime to focus on healing its allies, while the Slime and Spiked Hair dealt all the damage, but once I realized I had this fight in the bag, I had my whole team go all out. This monster auto-battler seems like a fun distraction from the main adventure, and I can see myself swinging by regularly to fine-tune my team and enter them in tournaments.
Not necessarily, like, this part is not necessarily my cup of tea. And also, the combat goes first person. I was like low-key expecting the turn-based to show the characters like swing or something.
Watching my team do battle, I found myself mesmerized by the enemy character models. I felt the dragon.
Okay, I knew that was coming. I can't. Like I love pixel art, and I love how they look in sort of the. I'm not saying this exactly. Well, technically, all art is pixels, just the, the higher res. Anyways, okay, but I felt like I knew that was coming because I was like, dude, I feel like you gotta have a special type of taste, or not really, to each their own. I wouldn't. I don't know how much time I would spend in the arena, but
Dragon Quest and the HD-2D art style were a match made in heaven since this remake's initial reveal. And seeing it in action confirmed how much I love seeing these classic enemies in Square Enix's enticing art direction. The Killer Pillar and Evil Caterpillar, if you couldn't guess, I faced in my first fight had a very detailed idle animation where it bounced back and forth, and the way it wriggled its entire body when gearing up for an attack made the whole turn-based fight feel so much more dynamic.
This is not helping the turn-based. This is definitely one for the fans, because yeah, this is not the title to bring in new people to the genre of turn-based, and maybe it does. I don't know.
The same can be said of the awesome character models for Robin Hood and his set of Robin Hoodlums, the boss fight I faced at the top of Skyfell Tower.
I'm not gonna lie, if you watch the channel, you already know this. I'm a lover of like art in video games and pixel art and 2D, and so I love this right here.
Ascending the tower was a classic atmospheric dungeon experience filled with random encounters. Here, I was impressed with how flexible Dragon Quest III's combat system is. Remember those 4 preset orders I could assign to my team in the monster arena? In Dragon Quest III's core combat, those presets are still available to you, with the added option of follow orders. This means you can rip through the low-stakes random encounters in a dungeon by telling all 4 of your party members to show no mercy, but when a challenging boss fight begins, you can take control of every decision to ensure you emerge victorious. This, combined with the ability to crank up the battle speed whenever you like, adds to that cozy, relaxing game feel I mentioned earlier. It's enjoyable to kick back and watch the experience points roll in during the low-level fights that only take a few seconds at max speed, but when I reached the top of the tower to face off against Robin Hood, I wanted to make every choice myself. And it's a good thing I did take control of the boss fight, because it was a nail-biter. I had to use my
See, they got animations for the enemies swinging. I would have loved to see the little characters attack in a sort of remake. That would have been dope.
To heal my party several times, while my protagonist and Monster Wrangler, which is a new class introduced to the remake, dealt the heavy blows. I let out a big sigh of relief when Robin Hood finally fell to the ground, and it just made me want to rush straight to the next dungeon to face off against the next big boss.
Oh my gosh, that sword slash would have been so sick, or like the mages casting if you could see the characters doing it.
I also want to shout out this remake's new party customization feature. The party members in Dragon Quest III are blank slates, but the remake revamps Patty's Party Planning Place, a tavern where you can design your own party members, choosing their class, name, appearance, hair color, and voice. There aren't very many customization options, but enough to make a rudimentary version of myself that I inserted into my party.
There's voice acting in the game, what? Or is it like the like that?
I imagine players will have a ton of fun customizing their party and making changes to it throughout the game.
You must be the hero of Aliahan.
Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake is out November 14th on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, with Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D Remake arriving sometime next year.
See ya!
For more on HD-2D games, don't miss our reviews of Octopath Traveler 2 and Live Alive. And for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.
Okay, I mean, not too bad. I don't know. I guess the only couple things I have to say really quickly about it are the first person combat for turn. I don't know. There's a charming feel to the older game, so I don't want to offend anyone who I don't mean to offend anyone intentionally, of anyone who's a fan of the sort of older turn-based combat, but I think when a remake is made, I think the combat should be shown a lot more, because it's gonna be the brunt of the game. You know, you're going to be doing combat, so that's going to be a very, very big portion. I feel like it's very important to keeping someone engaged is visually. you know, and visually the world is stunning. I love the environments, the rats running, the barrels, the clutter in this little, and I'm assuming this is Robin Thug's castle or whatever. So I really do like the environment and the way like the soft kind of the soft lighting around the boxes and stuff and the shadows and everything. It's really nice, and the particles of the dust in the air. Everything is very nice. I love stuff like that. Big environmental design dude when it comes to games. I love traveling through environments. I can like use my imagination to picture myself there, so that's a treat. Character designs and art design, everything, I love all of it. And that's where it's a little bit of a shame not getting to see the characters kind of like even bounce against like one of the characters. You know what I'm talking about with certain turn based where you select an ability and they jump across. Dude, I mean, even if that would have been like a lazy thing on the devs part, I would have loved to see that rather than this zoom in first person thing and then you kind of just see the attacks come out. But again, that could be charming to the original fans of the series. But when I think about a remake coming out now, that would be such a cool attention to detail to add, or a cool thing to just add in general. So I feel like a missed opportunity there, and that's really my own thing with it. Everything else looks pretty nice. The cool thing, you get to customize your character. The animations, the laughing, voice acting seems like it's all pretty fire and all in there. Look at these environments, dude. In like the little Coliseum thing with the sand. Yeah, man, it's visually is very pleasing. It really is. But that combat thing is a big one for me that would make this a whole entire pass. But I would still maybe give it a try. I wouldn't just completely throw it under the rug and not give something a try. But other than that, that's just me. Let me know what you think down below. Also, what did they censor? But other than that, much love in Moonlight, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.